I really want to understand why the hell there is no system. Why is it that all of you guys don't know what to do? Right? Shouldn't this be like a normal thing? A normal thing. Okay, so if I do this, it's a turn off, and if I do this, it's a turn on. If I do this, it's attractive, and if I do this, it's unattractive. There's no blueprint. So how are you guys supposed to follow something when there's nothing to follow? How are you going to know how to have a relationship that is successful? This is the thing. You see, back in the day, men used to follow other men. Now men follow women because social media has given women the ability to broadcast to the world what they want. The problem with that is that what they say they want is not what they actually want. What they say they want is a filter to say, I want this, 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 and this. And then whichever guy gives that to them, they go, he's weak, he's low on options, he's desperate, which is why he's willing to do all these things. So all of you guys are misled. Everybody. All these dudes are just trying to be good men, including you. Buying the flowers, taking her out. That's what you've been told. You've been told that that's what she wants. She told you herself, that's what I want. They broadcast it all over social media. And then what happens is these are the same guys that get cheated on. Why? It's just not the way it works. It's that simple. The system, I've mapped this out so clearly in my head that when I go out in public and when I look at other relationships, I forget that people don't know what I know. So when I see someone do something wrong, I'm like, what are you doing? I get into like a panic state inside. And then I slow down. I'm like, wait, he doesn't know how it works. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Imagine if you knew that I literally cannot explain it. It's like, imagine somebody standing over a cliff and you're watching them and there's no way they're going to jump, but they jump and you can't process it because it's so unreal to your normal brain where you understand if you jump off the cliff, it's over. And I'm watching these men jump off the cliff. And I'm going like, what is going on? And I can't process it because I'm like, this doesn't, there's no calculation. There is no logic. It's just all emotional and it's all false information that you're following. And you're like, you're doing all this bullshit with her. And then you don't understand why the relationship doesn't work. Then you don't understand why she doesn't respect you. Then you don't understand why she entertains other guys. Then you don't understand why the hell she goes out to the club. It's so simple. You have to understand this core. The core. I try to narrow it down as much as possible, right? Like, I looked at all the things. All the guys say looks, money, and status. But what is the deeper meaning of it? Looks, money, and status. But why? Why is looks, money, and status attractive? Why? What is the core? Because there's guys without looks, money, and status that are attractive. So there's some core metric that is indicating attraction that has nothing to do with looks, money, or status. Because if it was about looks, money, or status, the guys who don't have looks, money, and status wouldn't get laid. But they do. There's a lot of guys, you guys see these 5'5" ugly dudes, 50 years old. A lot of times they might even be broke, but they're with this beautiful woman. You see this all the time. This is very normal. Or like the funny guy. Why? The core, what you have to understand is it's about options. So when you demonstrate options, like this is the thing. A guy that smokes weed and lives in his mom's basement can demonstrate the same amount of options that a guy who has a Ferrari and is 6'5" and has his own house can. Like he can demonstrate the same amount of options. And an example I use all the time. You guys have heard this before. I like to just use the same core examples so that you guys really remember what I'm talking about so you understand the point. Put these two guys on a date with the same woman. One dude is 6'5", okay? Good-looking guy, money, status. And then you have the guy that smokes weed and lives in his mom's basement. And they both sit down on the date. And after the date ends, let's say during the date, the guy who's 6'5" was trying to connect with her. He was trying to connect with her so much, and he wanted to find all this common ground, and he was trying to run the conversation. The guy who smokes weed didn't care. Like, he just sat around. He enjoyed his food. He talked about the weather. He talked about traveling, surface level stuff, nothing deep or meaningful. And then after the date, the 6'5" guy goes, I had such a great time. We should do this again. The other dude doesn't care. The guy that smokes weed doesn't text her for a week. She is going to text that guy back because remember, in her mind, the 6'5" guy wanted her more than the weed guy. So the weed guy must be more valuable because he doesn't even care. So he must go out with girls as pretty as her all the time. She doesn't calculate it by like, oh, he looks like this. It's options. Which guy seems like he has more options? Which guy seems like he gets laid more? Which guy seems more abundant? The guy that didn't care to reschedule the date. The guy that didn't care to say, oh, we should do this again. The guy that didn't try to connect because he already connects with other women and he already has women in his life. The only kind of guy that would try to connect is a guy that isn't abundant, that doesn't have other girls in his life. So you see, this is why he could be Tom Brady and still get cheated on. Because it's like you marry a woman and she's like, wow, I mean, and you give her everything. You give her all your time and attention. She goes, okay, I'm done with you. I got you already. I know I can have you. And then she looks for somebody better. Women are always looking for level 20. They complete level 19. They want to go to level 20 or level 21, 20, 22, 23. That's what it is. They just keep going up and up and up. If you never allow them to fully figure you out and you never allow them to fully complete you, like that's it. She stays with you. And I don't understand why nobody gets this. Why is there... Everybody will say so many... I get so much judgment. Misogynist. You hate women. Guys, I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, want to help you guys. That's it. I am so lonely in this world. But it's not the typical kind of loneliness. It's such a different type of loneliness than everybody else I know. There's nobody else I know who feels this. I have friends. I've been with beautiful girls. I'm in shape. I go to the gym. I take care of myself. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I am grateful. I'm healthy. Thank God. I have a great family. But nobody understands this. So I'm not physically alone, but I'm so alone mentally. So alone. Nobody gets it. Nobody has it mapped out. There's a few red pill guys here and there, but they also don't have it mapped out. Like, I'll see the red pill guys. Those guys are actually dudes that hate women. When they talk about it, they're just trying to put women down so they can get some, so they can get laid. And when I see that, I'm like, this goes against your own ideology of don't be reactive, don't be emotional. All this, these guys contradict themselves because the thing is, they'll tell you, you gotta be like this and this with women, and you gotta not care, and you gotta say whatever you want to say, and you can be rude. But why? But when you say that without the structure, nobody understands what you're talking about. It gets the red pill guys on one side where they're like, yeah, hell yeah, because they all hate women. And then it gets the people that are liberals and bitches. Gets all those guys like, oh, he's a misogynist. There needs to be a calculated, structured explanation, which I have for everything, where nobody can say anything. You can't call me a misogynist, and you can't call me a red pillar. It's like, this is just biology. This is just science. This is just fact. Boom, 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 boom. You want to disprove it? Come up with a better fact. You can't. You can't. There is nobody on the internet that understands this better than me. Nobody. Where are these people? On the internet. There's nobody on the internet. Can you imagine in real life? Can you imagine you believe something with your whole heart, and everything it's here, and you can't. I'm trying to internalize it in other people's minds. Some of you guys are getting it, but this needs to be beyond just, oh, he gets it, oh, he gets it, oh, he watched the videos, he kind of gets it. No, this needs to be a permanent fix. Every man in the world needs to know this. Every man in the world needs to live by this. There is nothing else. This is what life is about. It's reproduction. It's female and male. You have to understand this. When you understand this, you start to understand, okay, wait a minute. Life isn't about women. When you understand women, you understand that life isn't about women. And then you focus on the right things. Purpose, your future, why you're here, contributing to humanity. This solves everything. This solves every problem in the world. Everything. All of it. All the girls that are complaining about there's no guys in this new generation. All the girls going to the clubs. They're going to stop going to the clubs. Guys, women are not. There's nothing wrong with women. Women are the reflection of men. They're the reflection of the men in the society they live in. So you have to understand the reason why Eastern European girls are more feminine and better, they have better manners than the girls in the West. It has nothing to do with the women. It has nothing to do with the women. If you send an Eastern European girl over here, she's going to act just like the rest of the girls. It has everything to do with the men. The men in Eastern Europe are more masculine than the men in the West. So women can find men that they love a lot easier because they can actually find a man. And what happens then is she has somebody to be good for. If women don't have somebody to be good for and they have nobody to reflect off of, they're by nature going to just be blah and do whatever and go to the club and drink and smoke. And then these guys will be like, women in the West are screwed. You're a loser. It's easier to get laid here than it is over there. And you're complaining. It's like if you become a top 1% man, it's way easier. Not even top 1%. You don't even have to be the best of the best. If you're just not one of these cucks, like look at all of your friends. FaceTime till 3 a.m. with a woman, with a girl. You have no money in your bank account. You have no purpose. You don't go to the gym. You don't take care of yourself. And you're sitting on FaceTime till 2 a.m. with a woman. What is this generation? What? This is absurd. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And the thing is, this is all programming. Social media, society, government, moral standards. It's supposed to get you to this point where you're like this emotional creature. You're not even a man. You're pretty much a woman. And you're not focused on doing something great, doing something new, because then you're not a threat to the people at the top. You're not a threat to the people who want to stay in power. Because, see, capitalism in the West allows you to rise up and beat the people at the top. Like, you could one day become president. You really could. You really could. How are they going to prevent you from becoming president? How are they going to prevent you from becoming powerful? Well, they're going to tie you to a woman, and they're going to tell you love is about, it's about women. It's about cuddling in bed with a girl and giving her flowers and all this romantic shit. Love is about purpose. Love is about loving you, God, purpose. That's what's going to actually allow you to do whatever you want in life. And that's what's actually going to fulfill you. And then the thing is, by the time you're 30, 40 years old and you've done all the heavy lifting, then if you say, you know what, I want to give a woman flowers, or I want to love this girl and I want to spend time with this girl, and it's not productive, but it's okay because you know what? I worked for 20, 30 years of my life. I did things nobody else was willing to do. I already contributed. Then it's worth it. Then you can do it without losing the woman. But you guys are at a point where it's a lose-lose situation. You're cuddling in bed with a girl, which is a turnoff to her because you're not a valuable man. And at the same time, you're not building your finances or your life. And this is what every man lives by. This is what every man in this modern generation lives by. And then they bitch, they complain, there's no good women. It's you. You are the reason there are no good women.